Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 4. So I really enjoyed this episode. I pretty much loved this episode. This and Episode 2 would have to be my favorite two episodes so far into this season. We're a quarter of the way in. We're officially a quarter of the way in, and I'm really liking Season 10 overall. Episodes 2 and 4 are just great. Episode 1 was pretty good, Episode 3 was okay. Overall, it's at least every episode has been at least good, and we're a quarter of the way in, 4 episodes straight. Usually with the season of The Walking Dead, it's not good 4 episodes straight. Usually there's that filler one that no one likes somewhere in there, you know. But Season 10 has actually been good so far. I can't say it enough. Angela King is she's just like making this show really good again. So that's awesome. I love the opening, one of the opening scenes with Michonne and Judith. I love their interaction. Judith is just really smart, and Michonne is, their dynamic is just really good. I love their scenes. Michonne has been great this season, which kind of just frustrates me because I know that sooner or later she's going to be leaving. I'm guessing it's not like Rick. It's not going to be like Episode 5 because they haven't. There's no way they have enough time to get Michonne out of the show next episode. So it's probably going to be the middle of the season or maybe the end of the season. Maybe we could at least get most of Season 10 with Michonne. That'd be good. Because at first I wasn't sure if she was going to be leaving early in like Episode 5 like Rick and Maggie did last year, or if she'd be in the season a little longer. It's looking like she's going to be in the season a little longer. So that's good, because I've been loving what they've been doing with her. It's like they're making her perfect because they know that she's about to leave. I don't know, but it's frustrating because her character's so awesome this season, and she's just perfectly tactically prepared for the whispers. She's not thinking with her emotions like a lot of other characters are, and she's not getting anyone killed like most characters probably would, like Daryl. Daryl loves to think with his emotions. That's what got Glenn killed. Just saying. But I love that Michonne's so tactical. Like, if we do this, the Whisperers will kill us for this. We don't do this, we do this. And a lot of the other characters they're destructive. And I keep being worried that someone's going to just get everyone else killed. They're going to do something with the Whisperers that pisses the Whisperers off because they're emotional, and it gets someone innocent killed. Right now, Michonne is really like one of the few people that's not trying to do that. But I love her character in this season. I love how tactical she is. And with Ezekiel, I've been really curious about what they're going to do with Ezekiel this season. Is it going to be like Abraham? Are they going to kill him off just a little bit after his comic death? I wasn't sure what to think of Ezekiel and Michonne kissing in the trailer, because I was thinking, that's gotta be a troll. That's gotta be like maybe it's a hallucination or something. And it pretty much ended up not being, too serious of a moment. As far as like Ezekiel and Michonne getting together or something, like, no, that they're not. He just kissed her because he was just... I think he's just really in a really bad place. He was about to jump off a cliff. So, but with Ezekiel, I've just been really interested in what they're going to do with him. Some people have been saying he dies. A lot of people have been saying that something about the actor wanted to leave in Season 9 or Season 10. But I don't think so. I watched the Season 9 DVD. He was so happy he survived his comic death. So I don't think the actor wants to leave. So I don't know if Ezekiel is not dying or not. But it seems like they are actually going to give him some new material, some material to Ezekiel that might give him some more time on the show and give him some more storylines, because I like that they brought up that he's lost Henry, Benjamin, the Kingdom, Shiva, Carol, pretty much. He has pretty much lost everything he has, and I didn't even think about that too much before, and now it's like, damn, yeah, he's had it rough. So maybe with Ezekiel, they can sort of reinvent his character. They can reinvent him and give him new things to care about and new things for his character to do, because they never did anything like this with him in the comics. He was just, he did have a romance with Michonne instead of Carol, but Carol was dead. And then he fought in the all-out war a little bit, and then he died, and that was pretty much it. So I'm happy that they are coming up with some new cool material for Ezekiel. And I really liked what they did with Daryl and Lydia and Negan in this episode. So I've been wondering, if they're going to adapt this little part from the comics that happens a little bit after the Heads on Spikes. And it's where some people get really angry and they attack Rick Grimes when Rick Grimes is alone in the dark, and they beat him up, and he ends up killing both of them. And I think there was a third guy, and he ran off and was like, I was just trying to scare you, and or something like that. But it's a big moment in the comics because it's what motivates Rick to organize an army and get them ready for the Whisperer War. And since Rick's not in the show, I was wondering if they were going to remix this moment in the story. And I guess they did, because they did it with Lydia. They did it with that stupid brat Gage. Gage is the sole surviving teenage character friend of Henry's from last season. Henry died. The other two teenage friends, they died, and Gage is the only survivor. And he hates Lydia because Lydia used to be a Whisperer, and the Whisperers were who killed Henry and everyone. So Gage is stupid and he's mean to Lydia. And then there's that woman who's the head one of the head highwaymen people, and she's mad about Ozzy and the other guy. So she hates Lydia and blames her just like Gage does, even though it really wasn't Lydia's fault. But they end up attacking her at night. So that's that comic moment getting remixed, is Lydia getting attacked and she gets beaten up a little bit. But Negan saves her, and Gage runs off like an idiot. But Negan accidentally kills that stupid woman, and I was like, yes! I was like, oh no, Negan, but at the same time, it's like, yes! I mean, if someone's gonna die in this episode, I mean, that's the best option out of every character in the whole episode, is that stupid woman that's beating up on a teenage girl because she was associated with killers. Like, that's so dumb. She deserved to die. But it sucks for Negan because, it's Negan and he's locked up again, and the council is talking about whether or not they should have Negan killed, or not killed, but have him put to death, or was he innocent? Was he just saving Lydia? And Lydia says that he was saving her because that's what he was doing. He was just saving her. And we have a really cool moment with Negan and Daryl. I have been waiting for a scene between Negan and Daryl, just Negan and Daryl, for the longest time. Just a scene with Negan in his cell and Daryl coming up and talking to him, and he hates him and everything. But I've been waiting for that since the beginning of Season 9. And I don't know why it took so long to get a scene between Negan and Daryl. I have no idea why it took so long to get to it. Like I said, I've been waiting since the beginning of Season 9, but we finally got it. We finally got a scene between Negan and Daryl, and it's great, and it's awesome. And Daryl saying, we've never been, just alone in a room before, and it was satisfying. It was almost worth the wait. It was definitely satisfying finally getting just a Daryl Negan scene. I know I'm not the only one that's been waiting over a year for that. But, Daryl still, he's one of the people that probably hates Negan the most for the past, other than Maggie. Daryl is still the most angry because Daryl hasn't really seen any of this Negan changing or Negan showing his good side. So for Daryl, he's still very... and for Daryl, it's a little more personal because Glenn and Daryl Daryl and Negan's parts and Glenn, what happened to Glenn, Daryl's not going to forget that ever. And, Negan locking him up, torturing him. So for Daryl, it's a little worse than most of everyone else anyway. So, it was interesting seeing Daryl, he hates Negan, he does kind of want Negan to die. But Rick didn't want Negan to die, so I think that's probably a part of what's sort of held Daryl back, because it's what Rick would want. You know, don't kill Negan. And it's what Carl would want. You know, Rick and Carl would want Daryl to keep Negan alive. Plus, he believes Lydia when she tells him that Negan just saved her life. So Daryl, he ends up not wanting Negan to die because someone protected Lydia when no one else did. You know, Negan was there when no one else was. So killing him really is just like other than the fact that Negan really doesn't deserve it, and they should be happy that he was there, because otherwise Lydia would have died. I mean, Negan did what they should have done, which was protect her. So they shouldn't kill him for that. Plus, it kind of sends a bad message, like, you know, you can mess with this girl, and if someone tries to protect her, they'll get killed, you know. That's not a good message to send, especially because Lydia's, I mean, she probably still has people around that hate her. There's hundreds of people in these communities, so they haven't reached a verdict yet on Negan, but Negan escapes and runs off, so I don't know, I guess we'll just be, I think the next episode's going to have a lot of Negan screen time from the previews. We're getting a lot of Negan, and I'm wondering if there's a big comic moment coming up with Negan, and he just so happens to have run away from his cell and run away from the communities. Are we getting it? I mean, I was starting to think we weren't going to get the comic moment. Those of you, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, look it up. I don't want to spoil people. But I don't. Are they gonna do it? I mean, it's almost perfectly timed. We're very close to that comic part. And where's Negan right now? He's out. I mean, what? I don't know. Are they gonna do it? I mean, I don't know. I'm curious about that. I'll probably make a video covering that, but I'm sure like half of YouTube has already made a video about that. But still, I'm gonna make mine. But overall, I really, really, really love this episode. Definitely, I think it's my favorite. It's like tied with episode 2 as my favorite so far. And overall, I'm really, really enjoying season 10, and I can't wait for the rest of it. I can't wait for the rest of the season. I just hope it's. I'm sure it will stay as good as it's been. At this point, I have faith in the show, because season 9 was good all the way, and season 10 has been good 4 episodes in. So I expect season 10 to be good. And I trust that it will be, and I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited for the rest of the storyline and what they're going to do with the Whispers and who dies next and the Whisper War. Not that I'm in a rush for the Whisper War, but I'm interested in seeing how they, you know, build it up and set it up and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much my review. So with all that said, don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now I am at 624 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 700 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support matters, and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 700. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.